Hello, Jess.
Hi Joan, how you going?
I'm well. Nice to see you through the screen.
You too.
Well, I'm super excited to hear what you have to tell us today as we prepare for our annual summer solstice event, which is happening at the farm Saturday, December 21st. Well,
Exciting.
pretty much a 12-hour event if people come for the sunrise ceremony, which we will talk more about in other interviews and such. But for today, um, I'm really excited to hear about your journey, Jess, about how what's kind of gotten you to where you are today on your journey with your music, Unfathomable Frequencies, how that name evolved even, and what you are going to share with us during your time here at the farm at Solstice.
Okay. So yeah, a bit about my hero's journey. I mean, I've been a chef for over 20 years, and I had reached the absolute pinnacle of my career of being a chef. I was the head chef of a cruise ship, cruising around the Whitsunday Islands. I mean, it was all beautiful, looked amazing, but what I was inside was just another stainless steel box. And it was very stressful. Always having to rush around, people yelling. There's always things going wrong and things I'd always have to smooth over. And I'd find as soon as I get off the ship, I would do anything I could to completely wipe my memory of everything that would happen. And it was, getting to be very self-destructive. So I thought something's got to give. Like I just can't keep going like this.
Mm.
So I went to a meditation class there in Early Beach, and the first time I tried it, I just went really deep. I was like, wow, what is this? So it turned into, once a week I would go to this class and get something out of it. And it turned out that that same teacher was also teaching Reiki. So I did my first level of Reiki over there as well. And then that's when it really, I was starting to be more aware of what's going on. But, before that, I was just kind of like Neo staring at his computer going, I'm not buying what's in front of me. There's got to be something more to life than what you see on the TV or, what they teach you in school. So, that first part was a really big awakening. And I found that, after that being more in tune with my body, in tune with my guides, I couldn't do stuff like go out and drink because if I did, that would be like a whole week of hangover before I'd get back to myself. So that's kind of the initiation process from there. Um, as being in touch with my heart and spirit. And then from there I was getting more into plant medicine ceremonies. And one ceremony in particular, I was noticed that everybody there shared some music, played a song, a drum, all these different beautiful musics. And I noticed that everything they put into the circle, they were really getting back after in a really big process. So, I asked my friend that was a shaman at the time, I don't play any instruments, what can I do? How can I get started? So he handed me his flute and gave me a very basic rundown of, where to put your fingers, how to breathe, how to play only like maybe a 15-minute lesson. And he said, go with your intuition. I was like, okay, well, yeah, I can do that. So yeah, I bought my first flute and moved back to Adelaide. And I think it was about 3 months in before I had a ceremony and offered my frequencies, I guess you could say. Because then I was already starting to channel, what was coming in with Reiki and that kind of energies. And then that's
Mm.
when it really started to, it was like open my mind about what's possible with that. And combination with doing a channeling course as well, I kind of combine using channeling techniques from
Mhm.
different spirits or the sun, life force energy itself, and similar to how what I would do in a Reiki session too, really draw in life force energy first before breathing out and playing the flute. So that's kind of where it all got started, and then it got to a bit of a fancy or a very exotic musical instrument addiction from there. So I've got quite
I
a
see
few,
behind you.
quite a few. So, oh, this is my first custom flute. So this is a
Wow.
triple man temple flute. So it's also a drone flute as well. So it's even got thumb holes on the back.
Hmm.
It's got
Amazing.
moldavite, chrome dioxide, and super seven crystals inside of the flute. So the breath touches the crystals before it gets turned into sound.
Mm.
So it's called Metatron. I've got this is my other darling over here, Isis. This is a G Hijaz. I don't know if you can see that very well.
Amazing.
Very exquisite flute.
Yes.
And I mean, this is just a few. I could go here for a while, but another one here. This is made out of elk antler. So this is a
Oh,
four chambered flute. So you can see on the back, there's another two flutes on the back there. So
gee.
see the four blowholes in there as well. Very tricky to play, but yeah, that's quite an intense flute as well.
Yes.
And the
I can't
gold,
imagine where it flows.
yeah, yeah. The sound comes out in every direction, kind of thing. So.
Mm.
And handpan more recently in the last couple of years, found a really good handpan maker. Tim Tom from Celestial Sound makes some absolutely beautiful handpan makers here in Australia. Uh,
Mm.
yeah, really love that and all the online training that I'm getting.
Hmm.
What else? And yeah, as far as the name come about, um, I really wanted a bit of a point of difference when doing sound healing. Um, a lot of people, they'll just get your Tibetan bowls and, that's all nice and well, but it's kind of the same sound bath that a lot of other people have. And so I really wanted to make very unique sounds. Like, say, if you hear an A minor on a guitar, that might trigger memory of a popular song that and trigger a memory of you being in a relationship or something bad that may have happened. So that
Mm.
might, trigger a process to, have your mind kind of thinking about something else rather than being present. So I always choose instruments that sound very unique so people be thinking, wow, I've never heard anything like that before to help them really
Mm.
be in the now. So that's where the name kind of come from, Unfathomable Freak.
Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah, yeah. So what else did you want to ask?
Well, I'm just thinking of the word unfathomable because it really, I have a background many years ago working on boats, and the sea was a big part of my life. And just that feeling of the sea, whale songs, the mystery of the deep,
Mm.
the amazing world that's under there. Yeah, I'm just really feeling that as I'm thinking about the word unfathomable. I guess because fathom is also very much a marine word, the fathoms, and
Mm.
yeah. So to me, it echoes the depth of your music. Just seeing those flutes, I'm blown away. I mean, I know the image that we have in the banner, for the promotion of Solstice, and I was kind of like, oh yeah, what is that Jess is playing? Oh well, then went out of my head.
Mm.
But now I really get to see them,
Mm.
and then I get to hear them, which is
Yep.
yeah, going to be amazing. Because in the amphitheater, which is really an old dam, it's
Mm.
that natural bowl effect.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, based on past experience, just the magic of lying in there with seeing the trees, and that movement up above before you put your eye pillow on, and then just being taken away by those sounds and the vibration through the body. We're
Mm.
all going to be having some
Yeah,
possibly unfathomable frequencies happening within us.
yeah, definitely. Yeah. Looks like
So
another.
for your beautiful offering at Solstice, which will be after dinner, um, in the amphitheater, you will be bringing your handpan and your flutes
And my gongs.
and
Yes.
your gongs. Yeah.
Mhm. And
Wonderful.
I do an invocation. So I also follow Master Zigong Shah, who is a Taoist teacher. So it's another healing modality that I combine with sound healing. So I'll do an invocation. So if everybody has an intention ready, I can leave a
Hmm.
short space in my invocation where everybody doesn't have to say it out loud, but whatever it is, think about their intention and
Hmm.
play to, whatever they're looking for that they'd like transformed, healed, blessed.
Mm.
So I combine a few different techniques all together with the sound healing, as I've mentioned, and that and shamanism too. Mm.
Yeah, that's wonderful. So it's a sound bath and a sound healing, really.
Yeah.
which maybe, maybe that's a given. Maybe everyone else knows that that's the reality, but I'm just really hearing that in what you're telling me,
Yeah.
even though I could assume that. But um, I mean, I've been in a number of sound baths, and they are all quite different.
Mm. Yeah.
But I love the intention that you're setting, Jess, by even leaving that as an opening for people. Because in the beginning, well, in the actual day that starts at 10, the opening ceremony, part of it is about intention setting as well,
Mhm.
because we are very much working with the ancestors for
Mm.
that day, beginning with what Matthew Greenwood calls in to the welcome and the opening ceremony. And then I've just interviewed Matt Benjamin with his beautiful tribal sound journey, what he spoke to with his journey with the Yidaki, and what else he's going to be using in his offering of his music session that's earlier in the day. And then the family constellations in the afternoon, which is definitely about disentangling the generational patterns that we have in our body that we know and don't know, or mind in us, I guess, not just mind or body, but in us. And then the realignment of the chakras
Mm.
through the chakra dance with Connie in the end of the afternoon. So what an incredibly powerful day it's gonna be. Woohoo! I think everyone better just camp here that night
Yeah.
and let it all resonate and ripple through their bodies before they go home.
Mm. Wow, it's going to be amazing. Yeah, looking forward to it.
It's a really rich day. And good food too. We have organic market and the farm are supplying the food, plus healthy snacks, endless cuppas. I'm going to have these big glass containers, so there'll be like mint water and lemon water or this kind of cucumber water or something. And it's a drug and alcohol free event as well. And I don't invite children because of the nature of the family constellations too. Maybe I'm older generation. I know that there's different beliefs about what children can be exposed to and when, and the healing that comes from that. But I also I like to create a space where the parents can come and be free to um, give oxygen to themselves and to allow to unfold what they need to let unfold and heal, because they give so much to their families and the communities. So um, yeah, it's that's why I don't invite children to the solstice event,
Mm.
except breastfed babies. Yeah. Anyway, thanks, Jess. That's awesome. Is there anything else you want to add before we conclude?
I don't think so. I like to leave a little bit of element of surprise too, so people don't have expectations. So yeah, I think we can leave it at that.
Another magical part, magical weavings.
Yeah. Mm. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for your time, and I look forward to seeing you on the 21st, if not before.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
no worries. Thanks for having me.
You're welcome. Thanks for saying yes to come to Solstice and for doing this interview.
My honor.
Thanks, Jess. Bye for now.
Thank you.